The FPS genre went through many iterations and generations, with humble beginnings in the first Wolfenstein games, evolving into the arena shooter era, followed by Halo and Call of Duty clones, and then eventually becoming battle royales. At least the single-player side of FPS seemed to borrow more and more from their roots, with games like Doom Eternal being a massive success. But the multiplayer part has recently made a new development from the Rs, the hardcore FPS genre. To be honest, I'm not sure if we have unanimously decided on a name for these types of games, like Escape from Tarkov or the upcoming The Cycle, but we'll go with that name for now. They're reaching big audiences even with their harsh nature, spawn many content creators, and have a loyal fan base. Even bigger publishers are now trying to jump on the train and grab a slice of this cake, but that's no easy endeavor. It's hard to create these types of games and find the right balance to keep their player base entertained. But there's one of them that doesn't follow into the steps of the genre's Big Daddy Tarkov, and you already know which one I'm talking about. Hunt Showdown. For everybody that doesn't know the game, here's a very short explanation. It's set in a monster-infested version of 1895, where you and up to 2 other teammates go to certain locations to hunt one of the 4 bosses, looking for clues along the way to find out about its whereabouts. The problem? There are other hunters that try to achieve the same thing, wanting to get the bounty for themselves. So you fight it out or try to avoid other players until a team manages to extract the bounty from the map. To achieve this goal, you have many tools at your disposal that support a lot of different playstyles depending on your taste. From traps to bombs or even barbed wire, Hunt doesn't really restrict you much in the way you can approach a situation, which gives it an almost sandbox-like feeling. There's always a creative way to take your enemies out. Obviously, it's still a first-person shooter, so a bullet can be all you need, and it's usually the one that seals the deal. But the path to get there can be drastically different from round to round and even player to player. Predicting the enemy's movement and catching them off guard with traps or by holding the right angle can feel incredibly rewarding. From shotguns to sniper rifles, there's a weapon for any range you would like to approach the opposition at. By successfully surviving through a mission, your hunter gets experience, levels up, and gains skill points which you can use to unlock traits to enhance your gameplay greatly. Depending on the perks you choose, that also might impact the choice of your loadout. But this is a hardcore FPS, so when your hunter dies completely, then he's gone and you have to play a different one. In a round, you can go down multiple times and still be revived by your team. But if they also go down, then it's over for your hunter. In Hunt Showdown, you're never locked to one character. You can build a roster of multiple characters and pick and choose between rounds, upgrade them, or change loadouts. At least until they die. With a multitude of monsters roaming the maps, you're never quite safe. Either they start screaming and alert others of your location, or they follow you around until one of you goes down. Most of them are pretty easy to deal with, but they still effectively act as sound traps, which can end really badly. Speaking of that, sound is crucial in this game, which is why Crytek decided that they fill the entire maps with sound traps. Crows, ducks, horses, chicken, you name it. They all make some sort of sound when you get too close, and they are such a big part of the game as well. Even in the early game, when all hunters are still running around the map to find the boss lair and collect all the clues, something can go wrong. You might hear crows flying in the air from a certain direction. And if you didn't hear any explosions going off at that location, then you know that at least one other player is running around over there. This makes it incredibly dynamic at all stages of the game. Even when you're in a fight with a squad, you might hear a horse in your back, or you want to flank someone yourself. But to get there, you have to pass a cage of chicken. Do you take them out, which also makes a sound? Do you find a way around, or just go for it and run right past them? These are small decisions that can have a big impact, since surprising the enemy can be such a big advantage. One big aspect that differentiates Hunt Showdown from the rest is the sense of direction it gives you. Everybody on the map follows one specific objective: kill the boss and extract with the bounty. This is pretty simple but clever game design. No round that you play ever gets boring. You'll most likely encounter other players in some way or another. This doesn't mean that it forces you to PvP, but they will obviously try to contest you. How you handle the situation is up to you. It allows you to always jump in a game and know exactly what to do, which is also a reason why it allows Hunt to have matchmaking. You can always play with random teammates and don't have to go in solo if you don't have friends to play with. For me personally, that helped me get into the game much easier than its competition. Hunt Showdown also has a big emphasis on fairness. You can choose between different ammunition types, yes, but they all have special effects and most of them are very situational. Your best ammo most of the time is the standard one. It's not balanced around armor penetration or anything like that. Nobody wears armor. It's a classic FPS where everybody has the same amount of health and damage. Obviously, the effective range of your weapon factors into that, but you know what I mean. It doesn't matter if you 5 or 500 hours in this game. We're all equal. The only thing that differentiates us is how we approach situations. If you haven't tried Hunt Showdown yet, you really should. It's the only multiplayer FPS that has been able to keep me interested for multiple years now. They keep updating and improving the game constantly, while still communicating with their community a lot. There's no game that is quite like Hunt Showdown. It's a unique experience that can also appeal to the most casual FPS player, even with its hardcore nature. If you're looking for something fresh, give it a go. It's hard to get the emotions across that you feel when actually playing the game and cleverly taking out an entire squad with random teammates that you've never met. I've met great people in this game and wish more would give it a try. So please, check it out. If this video interested you, then you're probably the right person for it. It goes on sale regularly, so don't worry about the price tag. I hope you enjoyed this video and would love to see you next time. Maybe even on a hunt. Take care.